So hi, Tom Whitwell. We're here at Brighton Modular Meet. You've got some new music Thing Modular prototypes to show us.
Yeah, well, new modules, new prototypes that I can show you now. So we start with, this is the radio music module, which came out just earlier this year. This is not a radio, it's a virtual radio, so it behaves a bit like a radio, but it actually is playing samples back. You've got a tiny little micro SD card there that can store about 32 gigabytes of samples on it as WAV files. So you patch it in, you've got a whole range, you can choose the samples, you've got 16 banks, and you can choose the samples that are coming out. You can then, it's voltage controlled, so you can start to sequence the sounds that are coming, so you can reset them with a trigger. You can then start to sequence of different banks in here. You can put in as many, you can put in 16 banks.
So how many WAV files is it per bank?
You can store up to about 60 in each bank, I think.
Depending on the length.
Depending on the length, and the firmware is updating all the time, so that's sort of thing that can change as the firmware is updated. And people are gradually starting to share their sort of program banks. So as people put banks together, they're sharing them. All of these modules are open source. They're completely open source, so you can take the design files from the website and build your own modules. The first one launched was the Turing machine, which is a random sequencer which loops. So
we've actually got one of those on offer for our prize today.
Oh, I heard, yes. So Stephen at Thonk makes kits, sells kits of these. I don't sell the kits myself, but I design them. So the sequencer, let's see if we can get the sequencer running. So just a really simple. So there you can hear the sequence running. And the way the sequencer works is that will loop forever, or it will start to change. And you can do 16-step sequences as well. And then next to it we've got a whole bunch of expanders. So these take the basic clock and the basic signal that's coming there, the sequence, and they will let you do other things. So the pulse one, I'll take this here. You can hear that, but that's taking the pulses coming out here and triggering the fold on the DPO. And then the voltages sequencer gives you another sequence output. And this time you can kind of steer the sequence. The idea with this is that it's a sequence that is random but is controllable. So you can't program it and make a tune, but you can program it and control what it's doing. Then the newest expander, which I'm just showing a prototype of today, is the Vactrol Mix Expander. This is a 4-channel, it's a matrix mixer. It takes signals in here and out here, and the mix of the signals is controlled by the data coming from the Turing machine. It's quite hard to explain, but once you start playing with it, it usually makes sense. So if we create a really simple sequence, you can just see one dot moving around. So you can see once that comes in, it's triggered. We've got another signal in. You've just got two very simple signals. You've got a higher tone and a lower tone. Once you make the sequence a bit more complicated, so what it's doing is mixing the sound together as you go along. It starts simple but quickly gets very, very complicated. And then the final module we've shown off today is much, much simpler. It's this which is called the simple EQ. And it does exactly that. One of the things you don't usually get in Eurorack is a really simple, easy EQ system. So this is just like the EQ on a hi-fi. Got a high, it's very easy to build yourself, and it uses surface mount technology. So if you want to learn surface mount soldering, this is a really neat, easy way to do it.
So would you say that that module is a good one to start with if you wanted to get into Euro DIY?
If you want to get into DIY, the best way to start is the contact mic module, which is a really simple. It's got about 15-20 components. Most people can make it in an hour or two, and it's pretty reliable, it always works. Out of these, that's definitely the simplest. The Turing machine is a lot more complicated to start with. It's a pretty dense, pretty complicated board. The spring reverb is a really versatile module which you can use for either making. Here I've got it with a little digital reverb module, or you can connect it to a real, proper mechanical spring reverb. That's another good way to start. And the radio thing, the radio music, which is a more complicated module. It's the first digital module I've done. It's still quite a straightforward build, and a lot of people have had success building that one first thing.
Thank you very much.